It is going to be a very eventful week. It is going to be a very eventful week. This week, some persons are still looking to get somewhere, while some have already gotten to their promised land. Home and away, here in Nigeria and over there in Europe, it is going to be a battle of the last day. In the top, I think it's not from around the third place to sixth place in the seventh place in the Premier League. There's still a fight to finish on the last day of the Premier League. In the MPFL, it is still another battle, whether it's a relegation battle or those who are looking to finish, at some, place in the MPFL. But let us come back home first of all. But before that, let me introduce my guest here. Emirates Alpha.
I'm fine. It's always a pleasure to be here.
How was your weekend?
It was eventful. Barcelona finally won the league. Lifted it.
Last time we were here, they won it.
Exactly. It was really nice winning the league, and then for me the Chelsea Manchester match, Chelsea winning that one, even though I was going for a draw, but then again it's what it is. That's football for you.
Well, Chuki is also here in the studio. Chuki, welcome. Good to see you again.
Yes, thanks very much. Welcome everybody. Welcome to today's episode and edition of wonderful football gist. I hope to have a very wonderful time.
How was your week? Football wise? How was your week?
Well, it was wonderful. The highlight of my weekend was the FA Cup final. I predicted Manchester City to win, but it did not happen because I also said that what happened is that we will still see their flaws against Crystal Palace, but I expected that at least it's just one match to go. Bring out your best and get the FA Cup. I didn't see Crystal Palace on that trophy at all, but as it happened, Crystal Palace had the better team that day.
Well, of course, this year is the year of the underdogs. In so many leagues, Bologna winning their first trophy in something years, Crystal Palace winning their first ever trophy in forever. Which other club team again? I think it happened it was something club over there in the or something like that. This year is not the season of the underdogs, and then of course we don't know what will happen in the Champions League.
Yes, I also see Paris Saint-Germain.
There's Tottenham, there's Real Betis, there's the matter of the Champions League, which is of course the underdogs there are PSG. We don't know what might happen in the Champions League, but we'll be looking forward to that one. Those are part of the things that will be discussed today. Like I said, we're going to come back home first and talk about what is happening there, what is going to happen this weekend. Heartland FC, what would have been a very memorable season for us in a very good way, is looking like a disastrous season. It's looking like something that might be very disastrous for us. If Heartland gets relegated, I don't know if this state will be able to handle it. I don't know. Okay.
Well, if Heartland gets relegated, I guess it's like we're not living in deja vu. As this is exactly this is the position we were last year. The same position, but the last year was quite tough for us.
Yeah,
this year, I see the chance of we can win on Sunday and not get relegated or get it. Just a 3 points all we need on Sunday.
But now, it's not in our hands anyway. It's not in our hands.
It's not basically in our hands, but at least mathematically, it's still something is still possible for Heartland on Sunday. But the issue is just I felt Heartland should have been relegated last season, play the relegation and do your best. But now we are back here having the same discussion again. So whatever happens this season, this Sunday, if Heartland ends up being relegated, let them just gingerly only go to relegation, because there's no point in doing what the shenanigans did last season that brought them to this situation. Go there and rebuild. That team needs a lot of rebuilding. Go back to the drawing board. Make sure you cross all the T's, dot all the I's. Then come back. Play the NNL. Get the Super 8. Do well. That NNL is such a league that there are no more much matches to play, but a lot can happen.
I like how build a team that will compete there and just they went unbeaten last time they were there.
They actually went unbeaten
last time they were there.
Basically, my point is the matches are few, so there are a lot of time to work on so many things, work on the department, work on the coaching system, work on a lot of things. Then come back next season, come back as champions, come back strong and with a more solid backup.
Emirates, our destiny doesn't in our hands. That's where it's even much more worse for us. Our destiny is in our hands. What did you see happening on Sunday?
Yeah, like Chuki said, I mean, it's like this feeling of deja vu again. We are at some point, in fact, during last season, we are struggling, and then this season again, it seems that we are back in that position again, begging to stay afloat in the MPFL. You know, it's quite disappointing considering the caliber of coach that they have, Emmanuel Amuneke, very well experienced and respected coach. Then handling a team like Heartland, you would expect that after they must have gotten someone like him, that the team there will be much more improvement going forward. But it seems that teams are not really working out fine for the team in general. I do hope that somehow, mathematically, a miracle will happen on
I actually
Sunday.
expected a miracle when the whole news broke that Emmanuel Amunike is not the new coach.
Exactly.
I expected. I won't say I expected a miracle. I expected like
Things will be better.
at least mechanically things will improve.
At least even if
Player wise,
12 finish, no problem.
bad as he will finish 10th or 12th, or at least he knows how to. But Emmanuel Amunike, to just put it this way, is like the way he sought for players, the way the team sought for players were very faulty. I think that is also affected Heartland the most. That's why you see teams like Abia Warriors, they have coaches and backers who understand the Nigerian league system. I guess that is why they did as well as they did this season. So Heartland needs to understand where are we recruiting our players from? Because if at the end of the day, if you are playing so many matches and so many games and playing draws at home, it means there a lot of these teams are better than you. A lot of these players are better than your own players. There's no other way to look at it.
Well, initially, we started the season with inexperienced players. Our striker, Suraj Nawal, this is his first time in the MPFL. Some other players did too. The first time in the MPFL. And then during the transfer, they went out and got experienced player. And then the performance improved. We saw it, the performance improved. But that scoring goals was now the problem. They were playing very well. Against the Imba, I saw them miss a lot of goals. Away from Imba, they missed a lot of goals. Against, I think it was one other game, away game again. I think I watched that. They were missing.
Against Bendel Insurance too. So, and he seems Suraj now what you call. He has done fantastic. Actually, I'll give you the Heartland player of the season.
Yeah.
But the burden of the goal scoring burden has been on him. If he had sharp wingers or good number 10s who were supporting him, like goal-wise, goal scoring midfielders, a lot of wingers, as people will say,
exactly,
the goals are coming from them, not only him. He would have taken all the burden of scoring.
And most times during their game, he seems to drop deep to get the ball.
Yeah.
Which means
that is typical. Any club that plays with a striker like dropping deep, most times observe that the supply is not enough.
Exactly. You do have anybody in the box when the ball finally gets to the box, which is also affecting the team. There is a lot of things going on wrong, especially in the pitch for the team. I mean, you cannot play about seven draws in your home in the MPFL. If you want to stay afloat.
We talked about the pitch. We go away. We saw them against Enugu Rangers. We saw them against Imba. It was free flowing. They put the ball on the ground and then they played good football. But over here, when you pass to somebody who's just here, the ball has bounced about 10 times before it gets to that person. It becomes hard. Their training pitch too poor too.
No, very poor.
That's not even a training. That's not even a training.
That's in fact the players should never train there.
That's not even a proper place for it.
I've said that. I was telling somebody about. I don't know. I said that this training pitch, train on sand. People like, Shebina, this one, maybe Shebina will just train and go play later. People are saying, I don't even know. Look at that stadiums in Nigeria. There are so many other stadiums. We are seeing what happened during the weekend with NWF. Their Super 6
even
final.
when it rained heavily, even when it rained heavily, was heavy downpour. They still played.
That's what you call it, training pitch. You have the main pitch. You have training pitch. Where these players they get accustomed to playing on grass. Then go play on grass again. I was told that they're going to play 3 matches at the same time in this normal course of the end leagues. Yeah. I was expecting different areas around the state. Only for me to see the video of the same area: Stadium 1, Stadium 2, Stadium 3, Stadium 4. So we are moving years away. So at least let's work on getting good players first before we now ask for something as huge as that. Because Lemon Stars, we can play them what we like, but they're a privately owned football club.
Well, we're looking forward to that game the weekend. That place
Aqua United, which Aqua United are also
needs.
they also need to survive.
They need to survive too. Those ones they've gone through their own rough patches too. From in hierarchy problem to manager and all of those things. So I'm talking about Aqua United. They've had their own issues this season. While those above Heartland, they are playing at home and they are playing against people who have nothing to
lose.
That's where it's worse for us. So our destiny is on our hands. But well, if you're a Heartland fan, of course, I want you to come out to the stadium, whether we like it or not. This is our team. Come out to the stadium, watch the team. If we get relegated, we'll follow them to that place. If they survive, we'll still stay and be happy about it. Let us know what you think about Heartland game coming up this weekend in the comment section, so we can talk about it.